Hi, my name is Divya, and today we're going to do a very interesting topic in maths. And this is very important because you will be using throughout your life. And in this video, we'll be covering the basics of fraction. So if you're already familiar, you can skip this video and go to the second and third video. So let's see what we're going to be covering in this lesson. So we will be doing what are fractions, numerator and denominator, what are they, representation of fractions in a number line, and last, types of fractions. Now before I can define what are fractions, let's take an example. So, okay, now let's take, I wanted to draw an orange, but it became green color, so let it be a green orange. Okay, so now in your family, you have your father, your mother, and in case you have a sister and you have you. Now all of them are hungry and you have only one orange. Sharing is caring. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it into four parts. So first we'll cut it like this, vertically, and then we'll cut it like this horizontally. Now let's see how many pieces are there. So you have one, you have two, you have three, and you have four. And there are four people, so we can share equal parts to your family. Now let's see in definition what or how we can define fractions. So in simple words, fractions represent equal parts of a whole. So here your whole or your collection will be your orange and your equal parts will be the equal parts you have cut and shared with your family. Now let's take another example. Okay, so here you have, again, suppose you have, let's say, roti or chapati, and again, you're going to cut it into four different pieces. So if you see, originally, I'll cut it like this, vertically, and then I'll cut it into horizontally. So you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, suppose you became very hungry and you ate one of them. So how many pieces are there? So three pieces. So you have 1, you have 2, you have 3. So you have 1, 2, and 3. Similarly, if someone else also was hungry and they ate it, you'll have two more parts left. And then the last person gets the small piece. Now let's see what is numerator and denominator. Okay, so like we took an example in the previous slide, you have a roti or chapati. Okay, so now I'll explain to you how you can represent a fraction. First step, draw a line. Okay, usually your notebook will have this line, so it's much simpler. Now we're going to write so let's just take this number. So we write 3 above the line and we write 4 below the line. So as you see, so above this line, any digit above the line, you call it as numerator, and any digit below the line, you call it as denominator. Okay, so let's see why you put 3 and why you put 4, or can it be 4 by 3, or so you call that line by. So 3 by 4. Let's see why. Okay, so now if you see, I told you first you were really hungry, so you ate one piece. So how many pieces were there originally? First, you had one chapati and you cut it into 4 pieces. So that time, how many pieces did you have? Equal pieces did you have? You had 4. You had 4 equal pieces. Now, I ate one of them. Now, how many pieces are left? So there are four, and then I ate one, so I do subtraction. So 4 minus 1, you get 3. So that number I'm going to write here as 3. Okay, so now if I take another example, 2 by 3. Can you identify the numerator and denominator? Yes. So 2 is your numerator and 3 is your denominator. Now if we go back to the previous slide, over here, let's just clear all my drawings. Okay, so if you look here, you have a line. Above the line, you have number 1. 1 is the number of pieces you have, equal pieces you have. So you have 1. How many were there? Totally 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4. So you have the line. So this 4 is your denominator. If you see, all the denominators are the same, which is 4, and your numerator is changing. Why? Because first you have one piece, and then you added another piece, and then you added another piece, and like that you get the whole thing. So this piece, which is 4 by 4, is the same as this one. Confusing? We'll see why. Okay. Now I have a very simple question. You can pause the video, you can try it out by yourself, and then you can come back. So I'll be doing, so let's go to our whiteboard here. Now let's read the question. Reading the question is very important. So the question says, write the shaded fraction of each shape below. So shaded means they're asking for this piece. So let's color it. Let's do it in pink. Okay, so they're asking for this part. I'm so sorry. I didn't color it in the box. I mean in the part. Okay. So like I told you, there is a line. Okay, so the line is given. Now above the line you have the numerator, and below the line you have the denominator. So they asked for the shaded fraction. So how many parts are there totally? So you have 1, you have 2, and you have 3. So I told you to write in the denominator the total number of pieces you have, equal pieces you have. So over here you have 3, right? Yeah. Now here, what do we have? So how many parts are shaded? So out of the 3, there's only 1 shaded. So that's it. That's your numerator. So 1 will be your numerator. And look, we got a fraction. So we got 1 by 3. Okay. So if they ask in the first one, how can you represent this in the form of fraction? You can represent it as 1 by 3. I hope you've understood, but don't worry, we have 2 more examples. So let's see. Okay. So let's color now in yellow. So you have yellow. Okay. Now you have the line already. Okay. So how many pieces are there totally? Let's count. You have 1, you have 2, you have 3, you have 4, you have 5, you have 6, you have 7, and you have 8. So you have 8 equal pieces. So the total number of pieces, you're going to write it down here. Okay. So the total number of pieces, we're going to write it there. Now, how many pieces are shaded? I see 1. Do you see more than 1? Do you see 2, 3? It's 1. Yes, so we write 1 in the place of the numerator. So look, we got a fraction. We got it as 1 by 8. 1 by 8 portion of the whole or collection is shaded. Now let's go to the third example. I hope you've understood by now. So let's do the last one before we can go to a new topic, subtopic. Okay, so let's take green. Okay, so here there's this more than one shaded parts. Yeah, so you have one shaded part, you have two shaded part, and you have three shaded part. So as I told, let's write the total number first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that will come in place of your denominator. And over here, what number will come? How many parts are shaded? 1, 2, 3. 3, correct? Yes, 3. It's 3. Okay. Okay. So we got another fraction. 3 out of 5 portion is shaded. Okay. So wasn't this a very simple question? So if you practice more, you will understand more. Okay. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. So next video we're going to be doing more on fractions. We're going to continue with starting from number lines. So thank you.